Snowflake discovers the true meaning of Hanukkah. Written by Travor and Aimee Dougherty, illustrated by Ksenia Kudryavtseva. Two little boys, one named Keith, one named Keegan, awaited a puppy. They couldn't wait to meet him. The pup was happy and snappy and white as could be, so they called the puppy Snowflake, and their hearts danced with glee. For the next several weeks, Snowflake learned his new home and picked the most peculiar place to bury all his bones. But as the nights became longer and the chilly set in, Snowflake started to wonder when the crackles would begin. Then in the fireplace, what did Snowflake see? He saw the warmth of a fire and barked, "I know that's for me." So the boys set out a blanket, and just like a bug, Snowflake cuddled in the blanket, a bug in a rug. And night after night, the fire returned. But then another light started one by one in its turn. Instead of a tree, Snowflake saw a bright candle, a candle with 8 branches, with a taller one in the middle. Then sniffing the air, Snowflake said in his heart, "If a tree is not here, will Jesus take part?" But Jesus was there, as Snowflake would see. What was Jewish, he thought, was about Jesus indeed. From the right to the left, Mama lit each night's candle. Then Papa explained how God's Son lit the temple. And in honor of men who had faith long ago, our Papa told stories of lights that would glow. These brave men were the Maccabees, men with strong faith in Israel's God, who would rather not live than to see something odd. A king named Antiochus, a Greek through and through, made a mockery of God's temple and was mean to all Jews. The king put pigs on the altar and Zeus there to boot. No one dared challenge him, the man was a brute. But the men fought for their God in spite of the risk, for God above everything was at the top of their list. And the men stopped the bad king who was being mean to their God, because that's what the righteous do when they see something odd. And because of their faith, Israel's priests did as they should. They filled the temple's candle with oil for as long as they could. But the priests only had a little. One day's oil is all they had. And their God knew from above this made them very sad. So God provided for the people what they couldn't provide for themselves, a legendary 8 days of oil, and not those silly elves. And on Papa went, teaching us all that the true light of Hanukkah came after all. For what started in a garden with Adam and Eve was a crippling darkness that never did leave. But along came a Savior, a high priest he would be, a light for all nations, a light Snowflake could now see. For 8 nights in winter, Snowflake came to learn why his family lit a special candle, each lamp in its turn. And as they cuddled by the fire, Snowflake finally understood that a tree could do nothing, but a light certainly could. And as the boys went to bed, Papa said in his heart, "I wonder if Snowflake now understands why some Christians take part. We're not trying to be Jewish, but it's important to see that our faith in Yeshua makes us part of God's family tree." For on another winter's night in Jerusalem long ago, our Messiah went to Hanukkah with a message all should know. He said, "The lights that you see that keep the temple aglow, those lights point to me. It's through me God's love flows." So on these 8 nights of Hanukkah, we dedicate our hearts to the King who's above all kings. This is why Christians take part. Then with a prayer and a hush, Papa went to sleep for the night, while Snowflake and Mama cuddled by the warm fire's light. From our family to yours, happy Hanukkah, everyone. Thank you for being part of our book and listening to our story.